As I settle down in Saule for the second day for the second night before I go to Klaipėda tomorrow, I'm here to do some exploring around Siauliai, which is a town in Lithuania where the name Siauliai came from Saule, as in the power of the sun, named after the sun goddess called Saule. Saule, Siauliai, yep, it all makes sense. It's all something to do with the sun. And there's a reason for that, because it was this place which is believed that further north from here is where the Battle of Saule took place in 1236, when the Samogitians, the Church of the Baltic tribes, defeated the Teutonic, well, actually, they defeated the Livonian Brothers of the Sword, which were the German Crusaders, and so that was a great victory for the Lithuanian tribes, for the pagan tribes, and so here we go. And here we go! Look at that! There's this very tall obelisk with a golden statue of a huntress. I think this is it. Saules ligger the Sundial Square. Yes, where we're heading towards is the Sundial Square, which has anything to do with the sun. Splitting of the Soviet system, which began in the 90s of the 20th century, and the reforms that had to retrieve it, allowed the formation of national liberation movements. The initiative group of Lithuanian independence movement, Saudulis, established on 3rd of June 1988, marked the beginning of national rebirth in Lithuania. It was begun to create Saudulis support groups and organize meetings in the regions. The wave of a rebirth did not overtake Siauliai too. The Sundial Square became the main square in the city where people rallied and began to be free. The rebirth events that took place here would gather thousands of people. It seems that the very creators foretold the purpose of this space. At first, there was an idea to make an amphitheater because the amphitheater is Greece, and Greece was democracy, said architect Professor Algis Vishenionas, one of the authors of the Sundial Square. The first big event of rebirth took place in the square on 22nd July 1988. Okay, you can just as well pause that to have a read yourself. That's the Sundial Square. The Sundial Square. Okay, so where we're going is the Sundial Square. The Sundial Square it is then. The whole purpose of this amphitheater, or let's say the Sundial Square, it's all about the rebirth of the national liberation movement called Saudulis. Yes, it was based on an ancient Greek idea of democracy, where many thousands of Lithuanians came together at this place to form up groups to fight for liberation in a peaceful way, to show that democracy is what's really important for the will of the people. And that's why you see the golden statue of Artemis, the one with the bow. Artemis being the Greek deity, or the Greek goddess, being associated with the forest and for the hunt, but now became the symbol of Lithuanian freedom of movement. And as you could tell here, amphitheater, you see seats, half semicircle. It's like an amphitheater based on the Greek influence. How clever it is to build such a square like that, or let's say, actually, it has got something to do with 1236. I was right to begin with. Look, 1236, 1986. Two different dates. 1236 represents the Battle of Saule, when the Samogitians defeated the Livonian Brothers of the Swords in the honor of Saule. As you could see above, the power of Saule lays upon Lithuania, and gave the blessing for the warriors to defeat the Crusaders. And here, 1986, this is where Sundilis, yes, something like that they gathered at this place to form groups and to fight willingly for the freedom against Soviet oppression. And look at the date here, 6, 3, and 12. 1236. So it is got something to do with the Battle of Saule. Indeed it is. This is where I am right here, and just over there is Laba, which means Iron Fox. And this is where we're going first, and then I go around the lake or even go that way, so that I might just as well go all the way up north to Siauliai, Juveninge, Mount an ancient settlement, or Siauliai, Juveninku Biliaganis given vite. That's a little bit too far. So I think that if I go there and go there, I have to walk all the way up to here and then all the way to the mount. I think that's a little bit too far. So I think the easiest way for me is to go to Laba, the Iron Fox. The Lithuania's Book of Records indicates the Iron Fox as the largest animal sculpture in Lithuania. It weighs nearly 7 tons and is about 50 meters long, 6.6 meters high and 4.15 meters wide. The steel heart of the Iron Fox, which is 1.20 meters high and 0.90 meters wide, contains a capsule with words engraved on the copper plate dedicated to our future generations. The sculpture is designed by Vilnius Buronas, a designer from Saule, to commemorate the millennium of the first record of the name of Lithuania. The designer made a joke that while Vilnius had the legend about the Iron Wolf, Saule could be proud of its Iron Fox, the symbol of artfulness and wisdom. The sculpture was built on the coast of Lake Dalska on December the 23rd, 2009. Here we are, Laba, the Iron Fox. Built made of iron. If Vilnius has the Iron Wolf, Saule has the Iron Fox. Look at that. Made of iron. Look at the plate of that animal. Yep, with all the plates of armor. It seems as if that it has a plate of armor, especially here, but they're just pieces of metal came together to make its artfulness. And so, yes, here we go. What a magnificent sculpture it is. Laba. Wow. It even has key locks on it to show its dedication for peace, artfulness, and wisdom. Yep. Here we go. Just by the Lake Darkshores. Laba. Here we go. Energetinis Labarintas. Energy Labyrinth. Energy labyrinths have been known for 4,000 years. References to them can be found in almost all basic religious traditions. Just like pyramids, labyrinths are magic geometric forms that create sacred places. This labyrinth contains 7 circles. Performance of both cerebral hemispheres is stimulated while following the labyrinth, which promotes perception, sensation, and consciousness. Here, answers could be found, problems may be solved, and solace might be obtained. Such a walk gives health to your body and remedy for soul that your mind is unable to give. Energy Labyrinth is a sacred place. The time spent in the center of the labyrinth is meant for finding answers to your quests, meditations, prayers, and perceptions of your inner world. That is very pagan, very polytheistic. So, looks as if that we come from the outside, just follow the path for my mind, for my body, and for the soul, especially when I have this, the Triskelion. I will find my answers to it. Following through the labyrinth I'm doing right now as part of the ritual, part of the meditation, and part of the religious, whenever it comes to being connected towards nature and connecting to Mother Earth through Gemina. And as you could see here, layers of stones, as if that it is the path towards wisdom. It is the path leading to find answers by following the riddles. And so here we go. Will I be able to find the answers? We're about to find out. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the answer, the sacred stone, the boulder. This one is carved 2012. Yeah, here's the symbol of the labyrinth. If I would place my hands, here we go. Usually that the magic would have happened, unless I have to give some offerings to it. Oh well, perhaps another time when I come back. I'm going to wrap things up for today's video. I hope you really enjoyed today's video about Saule, Energetinis, Laba, and also the sundial, or let's say the mace, which is just over there next to me. And I hope we've learned something new today. Tomorrow I'll be going to Klaipėda, which will be the final destination before I will go back to Vilnius. Because Klaipėda, why I'm going to Klaipėda and looking forward to it the most, because there's a lot going on, especially when I will go to Juatgrante to visit the Ragunugalnas, where they have all the ancient gods and goddesses, mythical creatures and the witches and the devils and all that, all set in the forest. It's very exciting, especially when I just call myself a pagan. Well, the most pagan thing I can do is just connect myself to nature, and that's it, to even build a bonfire just to show some honor of the gods, especially when I've learned something from a group of reconstructionists, whether it be Jotvasunas or Gorsipilsots, like the ones at Kokei Hillfort. And so yes, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. And just as well, before I go to Klaipėda, and after Klaipėda I will go to Vilnius, and then I'll go to Menuario Daragis, which is the most pagan festivals I can ever attend for this year when I go to Lithuania. Ačiū gerai, viso gero.